Welcome to the show that teaches you the things your parents and teachers are too afraid to. The Helios blog. Today, this girl, well, she says she has standards, but you'll see. You'll see.
The reason she's alone is because she's difficult.
Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Women fuck men they respect.
All the women who say things like, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, like, y'all impress me.
Women just gaslight each other and say what they want to hear.
I think standards too. I don't know the difference though between standards and being shallow.
You can tell by her voice. Karen.
That's the thing I struggle with because I don't know if my standards are too high or am I shallow. So I always come.
Well, what are those? Why don't we get into that? What are those?
The standards?
Yeah. I mean, is that your own self-assessment of yourself?
That you, is, yeah. I mean,
that you have high standards, or that you're shallow, or both, or you're unsure?
People tell me I'm shallow, and I always question that. I was like, why am I shallow if I have these certain standards? But I feel like these two are
You can't make this crap up, guys. Oh, people say I'm shallow. Yeah, because you're choosing Chad every single time. You are shallow. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, let's move on.
Interchange between having high standards and being shallow, and like, which one is it? You know.
So what are the standards?
Yeah, what are the standards?
What are the key standards?
My standards is
must be 6'5", 100,000 in the bank, 6-pack abs, 6-inch rocket.
At least they need to be open to the relationship with God. I do not like the idea of them having multiple body counts with women.
Stop the cap.
Of strong family values.
So you expect a man who is
hilarious. Yeah, she wants a totally traditional man, but after being a lady of the night. Okay.
How old?
The youngest I would date somebody is probably 30.
Yeah. When you say body count, do you mean like how high? Because by the time if a guy's single and 30 and like single hasn't been divorced or whatever, then he's probably going to rack up a bit of a notch count.
Yeah, he'll have, if he's the guy that you want.
That's a deal breaker?
If he has a high body count, absolutely, because I just don't think he's valuing relationships.
Fried ice is what I want.
What about if he has a high body count, but he's come to faith later in life?
That would be different. Then I would definitely.
What's the cutoff? What's the cutoff for body count for a guy?
Oh man, I haven't really thought about
2.
About that, but
I'm a little. I mean, I would like to perhaps get
She's gonna tell on herself, by the way.
Further in here, because you said people have accused you, or perhaps your own self-assessment, is that your standards are too high, or that you're shallow. But you kind of have prefaced, and I don't know if you got there yet, you've said that you want them to have a relationship with God and have good family values and not be promiscuous. It's not clear to me if any of those so far are shallow. So can you state the standards you have, which you can...
6'6", I already said it. Sorry, 5 6s. 6'6", 6-pack abs, 6-inch rocket, 6-figure salary.
Considered to be shallow.
Okay. I like them to be a little taller than me. I'm 5'4".
Okay, you're 5'4".
So anybody taller than 5'4" for me is great.
Okay, so what?
You said yes. The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Minimum height for the guy?
5'6".
Liar.
I think that's pretty fair.
Frickin'
That's
liar.
pretty reasonable. What else?
I don't want a gym
Notice all of the girls in the crowd were like, yeah, no.
bro. I do want somebody that is kind of
fluffy,
active.
Yeah, or dad bod. Dad
liar.
bod. I like the dad bod look, but not overweight.
Big liar. Big liar.
I do like them
big liar.
Have a clean look, as much as like not a big beard or long hair.
Okay, we get
liar.
Into the weeds now.
Wait, okay, so clean, we'll say clean cut. You don't want, what if he's just like physically fit? I'm sure you're fine with that, right?
That's fine.
When you say gym bro, you don't want someone who's too self-obsessed, is what you're saying.
Right, their life is not the gym.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Anything else?
Well, I wish I could show you, like, on the dating apps what I've shown my girlfriends when I'm swiping. And
are your girlfriends religious? Sounds like they're atheists.
That's why she's on dating apps, because she wants the guy to have a commitment to God, right?
Wait, continue with your point. Show us on the dating apps what?
When I've been on the dating apps and I've shown my friends the guys I've been preferencing, it's always constantly I'm just swiping left, and they're like, well, what about this guy? What about this guy? And I'm like,
that's
well,
interesting. That would actually be a really interesting segment on the show where we like pull up just a blank dating app and like we have the girls, okay, you're gonna swipe through 20 guys and we're gonna see how you choose. Like just based on looks. That's actually
so fun.
90% of girls just choose based on looks, and it's very arbitrary. Like you will not believe the reason. Again, girls look for an excuse for why to say no. Guys look for an excuse for why to say yes. So that's all there is to say about that.
That'd be,
that would be
and
a
like,
good idea.
okay, which guy do you just based on like looks or whatever their profile?
I think it would help guys too.
That's actually really. Somebody's gonna jack that one. Hold on, wait. How do I write?
It's already been done. It's been done multiple times. That's been done since like the early 2000s. Well, I don't think Tinder came out then, but it's again with my knowledge of dating coaches, I can tell you it's been done at least for 15 years. If Tinder's been out for 15 years, I'm not sure exactly. Certainly, the entire time that Tinder's been out, this sort of thing has been done.
Write this down. Hold on.
Yeah, Nick's got
Wait, look at him thinking it's a novel idea.
Dating app swiping on dudes.
I honestly think it would be super.
Men's dating apps is a good way to
it would be super beneficial, I think, for the men too to see what women are looking for. Because I've always thought like, oh, if I
yeah, they're looking for looks and they say no to a lot of things. So you have to know what to not do. You know, like, anyway. But it's different from girl to girl, so. Anyway, there's a lot of rules. Like, I have it in Strategist Guide to Seduction, I'm pretty sure, for what you need on your dating profile. But basically, if you're ugly, you should have only one picture. If you're, you know, not ugly, then you should have multiple pictures of you in different arenas, and they need to be, you know, competitive quality photos. They can't just be. By the way, now with AI art, you could probably upload one of your own pictures and an AI could make nice images of you, and you wouldn't even have to take the pictures yourself. Now that I think about it, that would be smart. So you don't have to go through the painstaking and annoying process of having an actual photographer take pictures of you that are flattering and so on. You can literally have a computer do it in 2 seconds, and you can just vet the pictures yourself. There it is, guys. But anyway, and then after that, it's just you got to set up like logistics as quickly as possible, like within 3 messages. You don't waste time beating around the bush, messaging 1,000 times for a date, because she's just going to waste your time. Like, time wasters will waste your time and you'll drain all your life wasting it away talking to girls that lead to nothing. You literally get nothing. You just waste your time. Like, you're better off filleting a dog than doing that.
Had my own business, I would definitely like help men on their dating apps to show them like, okay, here's what you need.
That has existed since dating coaches have existed. And by the way, never listen to a female dating coach. They're terrible. Almost unequivocally. Patrice O'Neill, the godfather here, he literally had a segment on his show in the 2000s where he trashes a female dating coach because she's so terrible. They're just so solipsistic, they can't give you good advice.
Same idea.
Yeah.
I feel like dating apps can be pretty useless for a man, though.
They're rough.
The standards on a dating app compared to real life are just
4.5%.
so warped. Yep. Girls are so picky. They did some studies showing what girls are looking for and what guys are looking for, and the women got a list of about 300 things.
Yep.
It was a big cross section, and the guys had 3 things. They want them to be sweet, they want them to be kind, they want them to be attractive. And the women had a list of about 300.
I don't have a list of 300. No.
Yeah.
Because guys just go on there for sex. Girls go on there to find their husband. Which
no, they
don't.
don't.
That's not true.
You don't think
That's
guys.
There's
big
some
liars.
You could criticize guys for the way that they go on dating apps to just have sex, but most girls just go on there just for attention.
That is also
just for a bit of dopamine.
That's exactly right. And yeah, it's total BS. Yeah, women are sugar spice and everything nice. They never do anything to hurt a guy. No, guys are the evil ones. Yeah. Watch girls' behavior with guys they don't give a crap about, or with guys that they don't want anything from, and you'll get the truth of what like women are really like. So stop all this crap about women on sugar spice and everything nice, because again, we're past that. We all know you're lying. We all know it's just done for, you know, for the purpose of getting things. So it's just, please, for all our sakes, just stop lying about this crap.
They'll just swipe and see. Oh, he likes me. He likes me. He likes me. He likes me.
Yeah.
Look. They say all this, but then they wear clothes like the girl on the right. Like, you tell me. What do you think? Actions speak louder.
Also, for a lot of men, you can say that they just want a peaceful girl. They have less criteria for what they're looking for. So they're more open to what the physical body image is or what her work, profession is. They don't care as much as women have a stance on.
That is
No,
indeed
I have
true.
a lot of guy friends, and they show me their dating apps. Like, oh, she's fat. Nope. Oh, nope. That's what they think.
Bro,
Yeah, because you're only interested in Chad.
Yachts in Miami.
Yeah, that's different.
You're like, your social circle is so warped. No offense.
And the data is very clear on this. They've done lots of studies on dating apps, and they show how much men are swiping right compared to women.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
it's
believe
so
that.
warped. It's
Because
ridiculously
men
warped.
want to have sex with anything.
But I mean,
That's not true.
if you're criticizing men, you then have to level the same criticism at women.
Women think that they're gonna find their Prince Charming on there.
So you
when
think
the
that women are
reality is
there
they're
in like a
not.
little fluttery dress, like, oh, I'm going to find my Prince Charming.
Yeah,
Do you think that that's what they're
They
doing on
don't do that. It's manipulation. Come on.
dating apps?
Yes, they're
Very
basically.
benevolent.
Anything to run interference for women. Anything to prevent guys from knowing the truth. Anything to keep yourself in the advantageous position. Anything. Like, all while wearing this, like the shirt she's wearing. Like, it's not even subtle, man. Like, guys, at this point, if you're not reading between the lines, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, you gotta be an idiot to not get what's going on.
Going on there like, I want to find my husband. I'm gonna get married. Oh my gosh, I want somebody to come save me
On
from
Tinder?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what
okay.
my friends
So you think
They're
they're sitting there in their bedroom, little damsel in distress, just waiting
yeah,
for
they're
their
like,
Prince
oh my
Charming?
gosh, someone come save me. I don't want to work anymore. Someone.
Or are they dating like 5 guys at the same time?
That's what they're doing. Haha, look at her expression. You can't make this crap up, guys.
They should be if that's what they want.
Anyways,
Indeed.
wait, so okay, going back to you really quick, are there any other things that you've been accused of for when it comes to being
Derivative from the horse's mouth, and I'm spelling it a little bit different than the spelling of horse, if you know what I mean.
shallow?
What's a common ick that you have that your friends are like, come on, this ick is like the hat backwards, or like he has a fish in the photo. What
6-pack abs.
is you got something? Because you sound
Okay, well,
everything else sound very
Who's she been alpha widowed by? Translation.
easygoing.
That's what I thought too, but
There's got to be something. There's got to be something.
Well, I hate when they're in the gym and they're posting like their photo
Gym bro
against the
photos.
mirror.
Okay.
Notice the only guy she talks about, by the way.
Yes. The one thing I also
Noted.
don't like is when there's multiple guys in one picture and you can't figure out who's who, and you're scrolling
Yeah, that's
through.
fair.
I honestly just think guys just take terrible photos of themselves.
do.
In general.
Can I ask
you
how many
know?
dates you've gone on this year?
400.
None.
Good
Liar!
I've tried.
Big liar!
That's your problem, though. You're too picky. You need to go on dates and get to know people. Because if you never put yourself out there and meet people, like you might find a guy that's super cringe online, but he just doesn't know how to present himself. Like guys are retarded like that.
The hard part about that, though, is you're putting so much energy into these apps, and
No, you are.
it takes a lot of time to start doing that talking stage. And if you're not attracted to that person you
Talking stage, you mean sleeping around?
see on a photo,
I
it's
literally see
hard.
the girls make no effort on those apps. They'll just say hi. My brother once showed me a girl who just said H. She didn't even say H-I, just the letter H. She couldn't even be bothered putting the I in there.
I had a guy who messaged me. The first message was like, "Yo, come over." So I don't know. There are guys that do that too.
How do you normally?
The only guy that she swipes on who's superior to everyone in the area, who's so superior on Tinder that he's considered Tinder royalty, that tells the girl explicitly, this guy is in the top 1% of guys in your area. That guy will say that. The only guy she swipes right on.
Open up on a dating app, because if you're on Bumble, for example, and it's you who's got to go first, what do you normally say?
If they have a good opener, like a question, I usually answer the opener.
Liar.
Or if it's
Frickin' liar.
more along the lines of, hey, how's your day going? Or, hi, it's nice to meet you. You know, that's how I usually start it.
Frickin' liar.
But if they do have an opener, that's great. That way I can segue into that.
If you like want to do that though, you should have your formula and just lay it down from the start and be like, listen, I like to go on a date first, whatever. And if they want to take you on a date, go on the date. See if you like them. If you don't like them, free dinner.
Yeah. Well, I wish, like, there seems to be months or weeks and weeks of always texting and texting back and forth. And
She's a time waster. You know, it's like inability to take accountability, inability to take personal responsibility. Look, everyone is looking like, please, look, the girl is looking that way. The girl looks like Sailor Moon. The guy to the right who's wearing like a German war uniform for some reason. The host of the show, all these people are cringing hard at this girl.
I really would like the guy to initiate. Hey, let's
you
go
have to
grab
do it
coffee.
sometimes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
By the way, you're an attention seeker too. Look at how much of the airtime you've taken just for yourself.
You can't
Weeks?
have a cake
No,
and eat it.
that's not
Then
you,
I'm like, no,
No.
I can't do it then, no.
Yeah. Sounds like you overthink this shit a lot. You need to get yourself onto the date and do it regularly.
Well, it also sounds like you put a lot of pressure on a single date that you might, if you do put so much pressure on a single date, you're going to be a lot more selective if you're only going on one every 4 months.
Yeah.
You know?
It's hard. I mean, I agree. There's a lot of things.
It's really funny that she says that, then she talks back immediately. She's not interested in hearing any advice. She's just talking to talk.
Things I could work on, and
Self-centered.
I appreciate your guys' input on
Liar.
it. It's just hard with my job. It's exhausting to go on dates, so I
You're
know
a
I need
nurse,
to work
right?
on it better. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm a nurse,
Lord.
so it's hard. But
Travel nurse?
How much can one person lie? Like, does she ever say anything that's like even remotely the truth? Again, imagine a guy goes on a date with her, like just like Kevin Samuel says, I'm already exhausted. How do guys experience you? Disaster.
No.
Okay.
No.
No red flag.
Red flag.
I work.
Still kind of a red flag.
No, I work in oncology.
Okay.
So.
Let me ask you a question though.
Which
Like,
means you're a depressed wreck. Explains a lot.
so,
Okay.
well, you said you're not necessary.
She's using bedroom fun like a drug to escape the depression of a job. Also, by the way, judging by her appearance, she's stress eats too. Big surprise, she works in an extremely stressful field.
Necessarily waiting for marriage. Like, you'll have sex before marriage, but it's got to be like the right guy, right? What if it's just like, what if you hit 45 and it's just like still not happening? Are you just gonna like be like, fuck it, I'm just going for it? I want to lose my virginity? Or are you like, is there any scenario where you're just like, you die a virgin?
Put it down. All right, boys.
You know, if I don't find a guy, it's not the thing that's going to fulfill me in life.
But like, just like as a bucket list thing, like let's say you're like 62 and you're still a virgin, are you just gonna like send it and just be like, all right, I'm gonna like fuck this guy in the retirement home?
No. No. I think if I can't find somebody, then I will probably die a virgin. And I'm okay with that.
What do you think?
Okay,
You said it won't
that's
fulfill you in
respectable.
life. What do you think will fulfill you in life?
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
What do you think will fulfill you in life?
Honestly, my relationship with God. I'm a Christian, and I think. I don't know
When
if
you
I wanna
think
get
about
into
the
this.
world, though, and I understand that having a relationship with God is very important.
Yeah.
But also, we're put in this world, and we're told to go forth and multiply.
Right.
Do you think that there is, like, something that you profoundly lose if you don't have a family and children?
No, I mean, if that's what God had intended for me specifically, then I have to accept that and be okay with that. I think a lot of women my age are coming to that point where they want to be, they're not.
I would rather be single than be with a guy that doesn't meet my standards. Problem. Not a single guy meets her standards, and no guy ever will, because she's multi-alpha widowed. She is the girl with the 1,000-point checklist. If you ever seen, what's that guy's name? Steve Harvey? Steve Harvey's show. There was a girl on there with a list like this. And he just told her, girl, like, you need to lower your standards. Like, if Steve Harvey is telling you that, like...
in relationships, and it's hard for them to get into relationships, so they have to figure out a way to...
She's describing herself.
be content in life. So you see a lot of girls trying to be happy being single because what else are you
She's describing herself.
going to do? Be miserable at home?
It's certainly
and-
better to have God than to not have God. Because if you don't have God, you've got boxed wine and
Right.
cats and a vibrator.
Well, and I think I think the problem though is we use relationships to fulfill this emptiness inside of us, and that's where we get in problems when it comes to marriage and whatnot, and why
Now she's describing herself.
there's a fail in marriage society.
But I do think that
But-
there is
Why?
something to that, though. If you don't have a relationship at some point in your life, I do think that there is something that's missing from within you. I don't think we're meant to be alone. I think
No,
meant
we're not
to
going to be
with
alone,
people.
but we are meant to be in one with God. We were meant to be in this world with God, and I think when people do
God, like, how much rationalization can one person have?
not have God in their lives, they try to fill that empty
Just
hole, and they use relationships
insanity.
as their faith. They use relationships and
Sure, but
worship
you can
that.
have the both, though.
You can have the both, but as
Yeah.
long as you don't make the relationship your whole world, and you have, yeah.
My
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so what she's saying is, I'll never submit to a guy. The relationship will never be my whole world. It means you're prevented from ever actually having a real relationship that fulfills you, because you'll never actually give a guy the time of day. You'll never actually give a guy what he wants, which is to feel wanted and needed. You'll never give a guy that. So why should a guy want to be with you?
I understand what you're saying. It's definitely better to have God than to not have God.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. What's your relationship status?
I am single. My longest relationship was 3.5, almost
Wait,
4
can I
years.
have you just tilt
Oh, 4 years isn't bad.
the mic down
yeah.
a bit?
But
Is that better?
single means she's sleeping with Chad.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, my longest relationship was like 3.5, 4 years.
Single for how long?
It's kind of messy.
I mean, I don't even have to hear after the first statement of I've been single for X amount of time. I already know, right? And that should be your red flag as well when you're listening. That's the red flag. If they say stuff like that, it means it's a no.
So my last relationship, we kind of like, we keep trying to go back to it and then not, and then now I think I'm done, which is a big thing to say. But
Wait, so it's
On again, off again. She's just banging Chad, and Chad won't commit.
been on again, off again?
Banging
yeah,
Chad.
we try. We were friends first, and then we dated on and off for about 3 years, and it was an amicable breakup, which is difficult because you still care for the person and you still have love for the person,
And
but
then
it's just finding.
If I
Alpha
recall
widow.
correctly, you've done.
So this girl will never again be happy with a normal guy, because normal guy can't give her the emotional highs and lows that this relationship did. So she's ruined. So beta male comes along and saves her, and she divorces because he's not the best she ever had.
Done these experiments where you try to go on 50 dates in 50 days.
Well, that's when I first started dating, but yes.
But have you done that recently
No,
again?
I haven't been on any
After I
dates.
excoriated you? Did I say that right? Is that the
I
right
don't
word?
think- I mean,
Wait, did I
you-
say
you
that right?
definitely-
Excoriated? Let me
I've
make sure.
never heard that.
Or is it excoriated?
Excoriated sounds right.
Excoriated?
To denounce or berate severely. Flay verbally. I don't know if I
Excoriated. Nice word.
berated you severely.
I don't know.
I denounced-
Some of the comments said you berated me severely, which I
It was
thought
it was a
perfectly
strong
fine.
denouncement.
I thought it was
strong
perfectly
denouncement,
fine.
not a
Oh, wait.
severe beration.
I
Berate.
think that's an excoriation.
It was an excoriation.
Strong denouncement. What is that? Annihilation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flayed
No, I
verbal-
haven't
flayed
done that
verbally.
since.
God
But
damn. Flayed verbally.
Flayed verb is very strong.
I would be open to it again. I'm just not in that place. I think so. I started dating.
Don't do it. It's wrong.
I started dating. I went on my first date when I was about 18 or 19.
Liar.
And my upbringing was very different than the average person. I was homeschooled for most of my life. I graduated high school at 16. I was in college by 16, so I was around people that were significantly older, and legally I was not going to date anyone for that matter. And one of my friends called me a prude when I
Looking how she does, she definitely didn't date anyone.
hit 18, and she goes, "You don't date anybody." And I was just very driven, very focused. I'm the first in my family to go to college, And I said, well, screw that. I said, I'll show you how I can be. And I was like, I'm going to go on 50 dates in 50 days with 50 different guys. And we're going to see how this study goes. Always been research-based. My first serious relationship was date 14. It was someone that I met and I really connected with. And I applaud you for, if you don't find someone that's worth your time, you don't waste your time. I will also say
50 dates in 50 days, guys. Can you say, tell me you're a garden tool without telling me you're a garden tool?
that you need to put yourself out there, and that takes a physical effort, and you need to do the work in that sense, and it's hard. So that's why I did the 50 dates. My ex was date 14. We were together for almost 4 years. I caught him cheating with his best friend, his Marine buddy's soon-to-be ex-wife, who was leaving her husband because she caught him cheating. So she was becoming the other woman in my situation. Left him for that. They ended up having a baby together.
She's multiple alpha
Moved on
women.
to the next. I
Girls a mess.
dated. I was like, well, I never finished 50 dates, so I'm going to continue it. I met my next partner on date 9. We were together for a year. He got deported back to Norway.
Again, tell me you're multi-alpha widowed without telling me you're multi-alpha widowed. Notice how she has this pride on her face. Look at what I did, guys. Aren't you proud of me like I'm proud of myself? Man. Modern women, guys. Never ever date one. Let's end the video there. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit all for notifications, drop me a donation. Like Hunter M, Adrian R, Tom and Bobby, Dylan, Renaissance Press, Brian, Andrew, and Alan. Shout outs to you. Most recent purchaser of Strategist Guide to Seduction. Thank you. Want me to give you better advice than these girls ever could? Cool. Just subscribe to my Patreon. What am I even saying? Sorry, I got distracted by my own sentence. Whew, baby. Okay, let's try this again. Want me to give you better advice than this girl ever could? Cool. Just message me at theheliosblog@gmail.com. That's my email. There we go. We got through it. And, so if you want to watch my videos, like 3 or 4 at a time instead of 1 per day, I offer early access on my Patreon. That's patreon.com/theheliosblog. And you can buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Especially if you listen to the end. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.